Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Louise and I've just got so many topics I want to talk about right now. Sometimes I have periods where I just don't have anything to say and then suddenly I'm like, ah. So I wanted to talk about Trump because I haven't talked about Trump on my channel. I've talked about it all over my Facebook, but I haven't talked about Donald Trump on this channel, I don't think. And I love Donald Trump. But I don't love him as in like, oh my God, he's the best person ever, because there's so many things wrong with Donald Trump. I definitely wouldn't want to date someone like Donald Trump. I think he's very, very old fashioned in in some of his beliefs, and he's certainly not like a high vibrational person, in my opinion. But I just think he's the right man for the job. And I was so happy. I felt such an energetic shift when Trump got into power. It was insane. I just felt like, so from 2016, I felt like there'd been this glass ceiling placed on how high my energy could go. And I felt like I was just always being suppressed. And as soon as Trump won that election, it was like somebody slid that door off and I feel like I can get up there again. And yeah, how is it possible? I love what happened, and I don't particularly think like, it's not like I sit there and think, wow, Donald Trump is such a high vibrational guy. I don't, but he's the right man for the job. And I was watching a Magenta Pixie video, and it's funny because she's a lot like me. We had the exact same opinions on it. And when I listened to her video, I was like, that's exactly what I thought about Donald Trump as well. Like, we are so aligned on that opinion. I've just never jumped on and made it before. But I think that's the thing. Like, I was really in my little spiritual bubble before. I didn't really care at all about politics. Wasn't interested at all. Just was interested in spirituality and art and things like that. And why am I in it? But I've noticed a lot of spiritual people also are really, really invested and involved in, are invested in politics more than they've ever been right now. It's like we all collectively feel it's super, super important. Like, it's super important to get our voice out, to get involved a little bit and to make the changes. Maybe we feel there's a massive turning point on the horizon and something big is happening, or maybe anyone that has a cat will understand that. That's my bag that's just gone tumbling down the stairs. And I've totally lost my train of thought. Lilith. Yeah, so anyway, I've lost my train of thought. But a lot of spiritual people these days have jumped on board with politics and sort of gotten a lot more interested and on board. And a lot of us have been, not all, there's some that are definitely the other way, but a lot of us felt it was really, really important for Donald Trump to get in. And I really love what Magenta Pixie said. It's exactly what I feel, that he is doing his job and he is clearing the way for somebody much more high vibrational to come in next. And that's the thing about spirituality, right? It's why we trust in our guidance, and it's why we trust, because sometimes you can look at a situation and you can think, this is the crux of spirituality for me, or intuition, is you can look at a situation in the 3D and you can look at it with all the facts and you can be like, I don't really like that person, or on paper, that person seems so much better, right? They seem so much more loving and caring, and why wouldn't I vote for them? But that's the point of intuition. It's the intuition is, but something just feels off, or something just feels like it doesn't matter what's going on, but that's the right person. That's how I felt about the COVID jab, and how a lot of spiritual people felt about the COVID jab. To be honest, I only looked up the science afterwards. The truth of it was, I just felt intuitively very, very strongly I didn't want that thing, and that thing was not coming anywhere near my body, and I've never regretted that decision. I never even got COVID. I'm not saying that people weren't really, really sick, but I just personally felt very, very strongly that wasn't coming near me. There was something off about it, and I do not regret my decision. And it was very, very difficult to stand by that decision at times, because we got heavily, heavily punished for that decision. And a lot of hate and a lot of attack came our way. But actually, I feel like it really, really strengthened us. And maybe since then, a lot more kind of spiritual people have jumped on board with sharing their opinions and getting a bit more involved in politics, because we saw that minding our own business and living in our little bubble still resulted in that, right? So maybe it made us think we need to have a bit more of a say and get more involved. But this is exactly how I feel about Trump. That on paper, maybe I wouldn't like him or vote for him, but intuitively, he always felt like the right person to me. He always felt like he was the person that was going to shift things and clear the way like a true indigo for someone much lighter to step in next time. And I still stand by that. That's what I've always felt. I always felt that with the Democrats, there was far more chance of war, and we saw that was actually played out, because within months of them getting in, we were kind of heading into many wars. We were on the brink of nuclear war. And when we had Trump in, it was one of the most peaceful times, really, when you look globally. I'm not saying there was no war. I don't know if we'll live in a time for a while where there's no war, but we certainly weren't under the threat of nuclear war all the time. But yeah, sometimes that's the thing about intuition, is it doesn't always make sense. It doesn't always make sense, but you feel it. Intuition is a feeling. It comes with a positive feeling. I can only say that the Democrats on paper might sound good. I don't know. But I don't feel them. It feels dark. It feels far darker than voting for Trump or for Trump winning. So anyway, I'm super, super happy that Trump won. And I feel there's a really, really positive shift. And a lot of people don't agree with me. They are crying. They are heartbroken about it. But I'm just coming on to share my opinion and just, about intuition. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. I've had all through my journey times when it doesn't make sense, where I've been highly guided to do something and then it seems like it backfired. But then years down the line, I'm like, oh, but I can see how I was pushed to overcome my fears, and now I'm totally free of them. And it's fantastic. And I can see the longer picture. And that's the thing with intuition. As humans, we can't see the big picture sometimes. We can't see it like the eagle. We can't see the chess pieces and the chess moves. And that's something that higher self and our intuition can see. I think I probably have a strange channel, because some people have come down the political line and some people are here from the spiritual line. And maybe a lot of people don't feel they mix. But for me, they do mix, and everything is spiritual, and there's some spiritual lesson in everything. And just had lots to say today, and I hope everyone's good, and I'll speak soon. Bye bye.